I'm Professor Monica LaBarge, and I'm a marketing professor. And broadly, I research consumer behavior, but more specifically, I'm interested in what we call transformative consumer research, which is sort of a really long way of saying that people who do transformative consumer research, or TCR, are interested in doing research to try and figure out ways to make consumers' lives better. So that can range anything from doing research on food and how we consume food and how we process information related to types of food we should be eating, or food advertising, to anything such as vulnerable populations. I do research in looking at older adults and how they may actually not be that vulnerable as consumers, and the ways that they are successful in the marketplace. So broadly, the area of TCR, which is, as I said, is something I'm interested in, is growing in recent years, and I'm really happy to be a part of it. I think the biggest thing that a PhD student should have is an innate curiosity. Can be a long, hard road to be a PhD student. And if you're not interested in what you're doing, and if you're not interested more generally in just learning new things and in trying to find out new knowledge, you're not going to be successful. So I think that's probably the most important thing that a PhD student should have. Beyond that, I think obviously a work ethic, but also I think another important thing that doesn't get talked about a lot is the ability to try and see the big picture. So in academic research, just by necessity, papers often look at small pieces of something. And so it's important to be able to string all of those things together to try and develop a big picture of where a field is or where it's going, and not just try and figure out what is the next small thing you can tackle with the study, but what is it that you're actually really trying to do in terms of contributing to a larger body of knowledge that is hopefully going to be around for quite a long time. So not doing projects that are of the minute, but things that are going to have some staying power. This is a really interesting and exciting time to be a marketing researcher, I think. In addition to all the new techniques and topics that are out there in terms of methodologies because of big data and things like that, there's also been a growing realization in the marketing area that maybe for many years we've been looking too much at how we can help companies and have maybe left consumers a little bit behind, and have forgotten about how what we do as a marketing practitioner, or what companies do, can impact the lives of consumers, both in the short term as well as in the long term. So for example, we know that large food and beverage manufacturers are at least partly responsible for the growing obesity crisis. So what can we do as researchers to try and understand why consumers are susceptible to the marketing messages that they're receiving? How are ways that they can perhaps bolster or protect themselves against that? And trying to sort of give the consumer a little bit more in terms of ways that they can be healthy and well. So I would describe that movement as transformative consumer research. And we see many conferences happening every 2 years in that area, where we're actively trying to produce research for consumers that really improves their quality of life and well-being.